grand vision for India to become a developed nation. And he included in that particular roadmap 5 elements: education, healthcare, agriculture, information and communication, infrastructure, and critical technologies. Later, as guided by his spiritual guru, Sri Pramukh Swami Maharaj of the BAPS Swaminarayan organization, he added the 6th element: develop spiritual families to establish peace and harmony in the society. This happened during his interactions with the Pramukh Swami in 2001, September of that. So his dream was to see India as a developed nation by 2020. And he also promoted a concept called Pura, providing urban amenities to rural areas. And out of that, he wanted to include electronic connectivity, health connectivity, education connectivity, and grid independent energy connectivity. Having these 4 pillars in place, he felt there will be a financial connectivity to develop the nation holistically and also to reduce the migration of rural population into overcrowded urban cities. And as you know, Dr. Kalam has a stellar career. He started as a paper boy, as I mentioned before, and finally became the 11th president of India. This gave an opportunity for him to travel the country extensively, and he realized the potential of the youth of India. That time, in 2002 onwards, about 35% of the Indian population was below 15 years. And also about 55% of them are below 25 years, about 65% of them were below 35 years. So with this, it gave him an opportunity to see how we can transform these young minds into responsible citizens. He developed also a training program, a value-based leadership training program, and promoted this by interacting with millions and millions of youth during his presidency and after also. As you know, on July 27 in 2015, while addressing the IIM Shillong students, he collapsed on the stage while talking on the topic of creating a livable planet Earth. So I happened to meet him prior to that on December 30th in 2014 as a precursor to the United Nations launching the Sustainable Development Goals. With the lead foundation, we wanted to do, in association with the United Nations, a conference in New Jersey, in Rutgers University, on 4 elements, which are very close to his heart. One is providing affordable quality healthcare, affordable quality education, and preserve and protect the planet for future generations. And finally, develop spiritual families to establish peace and harmony in the society. Unfortunately, he could not attend that event because we lost him on July 27, 2015. And we went ahead and did the conference on October 17, which is a Saturday in 2015, which became a grand success. And since then, the Lead Foundation Global has been initiating a lot of activities around these 4 pillars. And recently we added agriculture also into this in 2020. During the COVID times, we did several webinars, and everybody felt providing healthy food to the world will provide a healthy population and make them responsible citizens and they're living respectfully as well. So in this context, we brainstormed and see how do we take this forward. And our program chair, Dr. J. Chowdhury, and our Innovation Challenge chair, Varadaraja Krishnan, came up with the idea of organizing this into a international conference, and we wanted to have collaboration with a reputed institution. And finally, we were able to get IIT Tirupati to accept this. So in spite of all these efforts of United Nations in the last almost 7 years, the Sustainable Development Goals could not achieve as they planned. On top of it, in 2020, we saw the impact of COVID, and every country depleted their funds for treating their COVID-related activities. They don't have any reserve money to contribute to the United Nations. To implement these 17 sustainable goals, UN needed about $5 to $7 trillion per year, and that's not going to be possible post-COVID. So in spite of all the efforts by the UN and different member nations, we still have about 1.3 billion people living in multidimensional poverty. Over 700 million people still live in extreme poverty. More than 1.6 billion people live in fragile healthcare settings, and COVID proved that all. So more than 1 of every 3 women have experienced either physical or sexual violence at some point in their life. Over 103 million youth worldwide lack basic literacy skills. water stress affects more than 2 billion people, and 2 in 5 people still lack basic sanitation. On top of it, the global warming, as we can see, the recent floods in our in Telugu states in particular, India in general, and achieving the 1.5 degrees centigrade net CO2 emissions must drop by 45% by 2030, but it's far away from that. And the net zero by 2050 reaching is also difficult. In recent Glasgow conference, all the member nations are not committing to 2050. It's going beyond 2070. So sea levels are rising because of this, and it's expected by 2100, the sea levels may rise 1 to 4 feet. So these are all the real facts. And coming into this, these issues, so we have environmental issues, we have health issues, we have education issues, and I'm glad that India came up with this new education policy. But that also it's getting difficult to implement because of various funding criteria or various other issues. So in order to achieve these goals, and organizations, NGOs, corporations, and education institutions have to step up. And that's how we planned this conference on agriculture. And I'm glad that IIT Tirupati is partnering with us in this case. So just want to give you some information also on this conference. So we are inviting various stakeholders. One is the policymakers, the educational institutions, research scientists, and technology providers, and consumers like farmers into this conference. And our team has planned 4 different areas in this case. And I would like to request our Chairman Jay Chowdhury provide more details about the conference. But this gives me an immense pleasure to partner with IIT Tirupati and welcome you all. And especially I would like to invite our Innovation Challenge Chair, Varadaraja Krishnan, who is coming up with this Innovation Challenge in association with IIT Tirupati. He is part of this organization called Induct, based in Oslo, Norway, which provided us support for the last 3+ years and identifying various ideas through the Innovation Challenge, which we launched in 2020. And now we are extending that to agriculture sector. And Varadaraja Krishnan will provide more details of that. So with this, I would like to welcome you all one more time to this historic event to launch the Innovation Challenge as a precursor to the upcoming AG Food Tech 360 conference in December. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. So look forward to hearing from our team about this particular launch today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Hari. This is Jay Chowdhury here, General Chair for this conference. Since I am on the road, my signals will be choppy. So I will keep my address very short. So the reason why we are conducting this conference at IIT Tirupati, people may be wondering how come agriculture is getting into IITs. So today, technology is cutting across all the fields, including agriculture. A lot of innovative agri-tech solutions are already being provided by many innovators and startups. We thought that unless we bring the technology, we cannot solve all the problems faced by the agricultural farmers, particularly marginalized farmers, 2-acre, 1-acre farmers, unless we
Okay, please go ahead.
food processing issues, marketing issues, all these things, unless we get the solutions from the global leaders, global startup companies using the technology, we will not be able to really serve the farming community at large, particularly in India. So that was the intent why we are organizing this annual international conference at IIT Tirupati. I really want to thank Professor Satya for agreeing to host this conference annually at IIT Tirupati. So my colleague Varad Krishnan will give you more details about the Innovation Challenge, how it is going to be and all that. But this conference is going to be on December 5th, which is the World Soil Day. On that day, it's a 2-day conference. All the great speakers like NABARD chairman, all other scientists from across the globe, several companies, including Israel and all that, they'll be not only the delegates' point of view and also the keynote speakers and various panel discussions also are going to happen. And this is a precursor to that international conference, because we feel that this conference, main arm of this conference is the innovation and the technology. That's where we are going to launch today the Innovation Challenge competition. My colleague Bharat is going to explain about what is that Innovation Challenge. Afterwards, we'll be requesting Dr. Satya to launch this Innovation Challenge, and afterwards we request him also to give his keynote address. With this, I once again thank all the participants who are assembled today in spite of a busy day, and also in particular again IIT Tirupati and ISER Tirupati and other educational institutions for supporting this cause. Thank you once again. Thank you. Over to.
Now, Bharat Krishna, the chair of the Innovation and Entrepreneurship, and
thank you.
Innovation track will give the details of this innovation challenge, why and how we are doing, what we want to do.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, Dr. Ram. Thank you, everyone here. I want to first also thank the host, IIT, Dr. Satya, for agreeing to host us. IIT is no stranger to us. We've been already collaborating on various fronts, even from my own accelerator as well. So, Dr. Satya, I must thank you once again for agreeing to host us here. There is also an hackathon that has been planned. This is in the satellite navigation sector, how we can use satellite navigation for various applications. So that is something that's coming up. It is scheduled later on this year. But I would like to now pay more attention to this particular innovation challenge. What is this all about? What are the benefits? What's the impact?
I request all others to mute their mics. Other than the speaker, I request everyone else to mute the mics. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Hope you can hear me clearly. I was wanting to tell you that today my talk is about how this innovation challenge that we're going to launch is going to be beneficial not only to the students, the upcoming entrepreneurs, as well as to the society, as well and the markets overall. What kind of impact it's going to create. So let me give you a background to this. It is this whole idea behind this innovation challenge is because in India, thousands of farmers commit suicide. That's because of poor planning, you can say poor management, maybe lack of technologies, maybe we need other interventions and so on. So the idea is to bring that kind of innovation that will be suitable for this particular sector, this agriculture, and how we can alleviate and improve the livelihoods of farmers and also the ecosystem around it. So that is the idea behind this particular innovation challenge. And we have the challenge, what are the problem statements, use cases, etc. That details Dr. Ram will share with you. It is also on our website once it is launched, so people can go there. So let me now explain to you the whole process. We're going to have this launch, and after the launch, people can apply. In fact, already people have started to apply. And once we receive these applications, there will be a screening done by about 30 odd mentors and experts in the field of agriculture. And after the filtration is done, we're going to have maximum of about 30 startups selected who would then be further scrutinized. And then we will select about 10. Those 10 would get incubation support, not only from IIT Tirupati, but also from a network of other incubators. So I want to share with you, Dr. Ram, as well as Dr. Hari and Jay, the great news, and Dr. Satya. The great news is that I've been in discussions with the Ministry of Agriculture for some time now. There's an organization called Pusa Krishi. So the CEO and myself, we know each other because we've been in many programs together. We've been running some programs together. So they have a network of about 29 incubators in the agricultural sector. And they've been doing some phenomenal work. Every year, they do an innovation challenge in the month of January. And by March, April, they would have given away 25 lakhs grant to about 24 startups. This has been going on for the last 3 years, and they've been talking to me how to take this whole program to next level. The timing was so perfect. So today, just before our session started, I concluded the call with her and the CEO herself, Dr. Neeru Bhushan, her name is. So she told me that we are on, and she has given a green signal to proceed further. So I thought this is a great news because we get 29 incubators in the network to support us. And more than that, like I said, the grant from the Ministry of Agriculture. And after this, after the incubation is completed, we're also looking at the phase of acceleration where the GAIN, which is my other organization, and the MATI will support from the Ministry of Agriculture. There will be some money coming so that the startups will also get further enhancement, further growth through these kinds of interventions, whether it's incubation, acceleration, etc. So I just wanted to share with you that news because that is really a shot in the arm. And
just one second. What's the name of the organization? So somewhere we missed it a little bit.
Pusa Krishi.
Okay. Yeah, okay. And the person is?
Dr. Neeru Bhushan. Dr. Neeru Bhushan. Neeru, Neeru. Neeru Bhushan.
Okay.
So she's a CEO, and we know each other for a long time, and we've been working together on many programs and specifically to agriculture. So I just wanted to share with you this great news that the startups are going to get, the eligibility of like 25 lakhs each. 24 startups every year will get it. Now we should take, this has been going on for the last 3 years, and we're now going to take it to the next level. So the best part is that there are 29 incubators in different parts of the country, all funded by the Ministry of Agriculture. And so, we're going to get the support from not only in terms of, say, the startups that are there can apply into this challenge. And after they're selected, then they put through this process, like I said, and then further acceleration and other enhancements can come through our interventions. So this is what I wanted to convey to you. And this is how we're going to create impact. And most importantly, we also decided, Dr. Neeru Bhushan, myself, we concluded also we will provide a platform for startups from elsewhere in the world. Just for example, a few days ago, my friend in Israel said they have brought out a new technology that will extend the life of perishables, mainly vegetables and fruits, by 3 weeks. So there is no chemicals, no no such kind of let's say other kind of materials. It is just a sensor controlling of the temperature. The Israelis have mastered it, and so they are bringing this technology. So we were talking about how such technologies can be brought to the farmer, and the farmer then can, like I said, right, improve the life of the onions and the potatoes and whatnot. And then, the life is extended so that they have some more time to market it. And more importantly, they get the price that they want, not at a loss. So this is something which I felt is also very important. And I talked to her about it. And she said, definitely, yes, we will do this. So it is not only the Indian startups that are going to get support, but also the international startups that are bringing impact that will be very helpful for the agriculture. So that is in short what we have envisaged through this innovation challenge. So just a start. There are many other, let's say, ideas and what we can do and how we could help the startups. So in short, what I want to say is that this will serve as a platform to get the ideas and then get them incubated, bring them to market. After that, give them scale-up opportunities to our accelerator. So that's in summary. And then of course, I have the 100 Open Startups, which is a global program that was founded in UC Berkeley in 2007. We will help startups that are deserving to go into the global platform through that. And there are corporations, like we have those big companies who would like the Dow Chemicals and so on. They would like to take them to market. And so that is another opportunity. So I would like to stop here by saying, yes, we have a whole lot of opportunities. And this is just
Varad, you can also mention about the dates. Varad, please mention about the dates. When is the end date for some of the applications, and when the demo day is going to be this thing? Why don't you give some information on that?
Yes, sure. So, all these dates are to be given by Dr. Ram, but I will also give an idea of what it is. It's being launched today. And as soon as it is launched, it is going to be there for a month. So until 15th of September, until the close of day on 15th September, this challenge will be open. After that, we will start the scrutiny. And then, like I said, there are different levels of, we will do validation, we will do also a due diligence on the startups, whether they are really there and whether they are doing this what they claim to be. So all that, we will be doing the background checks and all that. After the validation is done, then we will have one-on-one interviews with these founders or the founding team. And then we will be selecting the 10 startups who would then be recognized through this challenge. And they're going to get different types of support. One is the support relating to, like I said, the grants that are going to come from various ministries within the government of India. And we have various programs, where we will also bring those interventions so that the startup gets support. And most importantly, they will also get mentoring support, one-on-one mentoring support, and other kinds of knowledge sessions that will be helping them to go to market and then create a platform so that they're able to do the proof of concept, the POC as we call it, and they get whatever the let's say the delivery they're able to do, and then they get compensated for that effort. So all that we'll be doing it from our platform, and as I mentioned, the support is going to come from these incubator networks. Kusai Kroshi is one of them. There are many others, but this 29 is really invaluable. Besides, of course, IIT Tirupati's own incubation is there. That also is something which we will be able to avail. Any product that needs to be engineered, or you need to develop a prototype, all that kind of support can come from IIT Tirupati. And then go and deploy it in the field. The incubators can help. As I mentioned, there are 29 of them. So one of them, for example, is specializing only on millets. So we can suppose there is a startup that wants to do some kind of validation or proof of concept in the millet development area, then they can go to this particular incubator that specializes in this, and so on. So just giving you an idea, this is how we have envisaged it. And then after that, we have the other interventions to take them to market. And by the 4th or 5th of December, we would have announced the winners, and they will get recognition and grant as well. So I hope, Dr. Chowdhury, I hope this is going to be helpful to the audience.
Yeah. Thank you, Varad. The wonderful news that you shared. Surprised. I'm glad that the support is coming from the recognized entities, and Dr. Nero is providing us that information and also the funding process from various ministries. That's great news. Thank you for sharing, and also taking the lead to chair this particular innovation challenge in collaboration with IIT Tirupati under the leadership of Dr. Satya.
Thank you. Thank you. So
Thank you.
Next, Dr. Ram, you want to walk through the application process? Maybe the video you can share.
Yeah. Thank you, Varad, and thank you all who spoke earlier. And a couple of more people joined. I would like to mention Dr. Narasimha from Sri Venkateswara, actually represented by the Vice Chancellor of Sri Venkateswara University. Thank you, sir. This is your second visit. And Dr. Gangadharam, he is economic doctor, not the health doctor. And he is also here for the second time, and he's a great agri-entrepreneur, and he's coming up with an innovative approach also. And I would like to mention the other people when we go about.
I'm Dr. Redja Reddy, retired from the SP University, Department of Education.
Thank you.
I am Retired Jairam Prasad, retired partner. I am Dr. Chalapati sir, retired professor of chemistry. I am Rotary President now in Tirupati. We are also searching for people with similar frequency to serve local areas.
Excellent.
So in that respect, today we have adapted one farmer there. Personally, we went and supervised this field. 20 of us group joined together with Pandavani, financially farmer, to supply us the vegetables. So we want to expand this concept, and the first exercise is the experiment is
Yes, for the first time, Dr. Gangadharam Garu, he is bringing investors to come and help the farmers.
Yes.
And that is a great approach. He has come up and successfully taking it forward. And I'm very glad to hear that, Gangadharam Garu. And anybody else to introduce?
Roshan.
I'm Dr. Roshan Srivastava, faculty at the IT Institute. I'm also heading this technology innovation hub in IT.
Now,
I think Dr. Ram, I would like to also introduce, one of my colleagues from the accelerator, Setu Sharma. There are some more people who joined online. Setu, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone. A very good morning. So I work as the program coordinator at the Gain with Varad sir, and yes, it's amazing to be here listening to sir giving some exquisite insights. And currently, we're also working on Samrid and Women Elevate programs. So we are helping a lot of tech women founders to to have good networking and help them with mentoring, global connects, networking, fundraising, and also connecting to various investors. So we have a demo day award also worth 2 lakhs and so yes, we are working on a lot of government programs and schemes, and yes, glad to be a part of this session today in the morning. So yes.
Yeah, it will be interesting for you all to know. Setu has been in the IMNS herself. She's been part of that. There's a program called Goldman Sachs 10,000 Women. So she's one of the women who was selected for the program. I just thought I will also give an introduction about that. Thank you, Setu.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
thank you all. Thank you very much, Setu. And now I request.
Yeah, where is Abhijit?
I've got this.
So before Dr. Satya does the official launch, we're going to see a short video about what this platform is all about, which Dr. Ram will take us through. Over to you,
Okay.
Dr.
Now I request Professor Satya to launch the innovation challenge. The link which takes us there to the innovation challenge sign up. So I would,
But could this be co-branded along with the conference title, Ag Food Tech 360, along with the index?
Yes.
On the,
It will be done that way, sir.
on the
It is
landing?
done that way.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Dr. Satya, thanks for that question. Actually, it has been done in such a way, it is part of the website. So in the main website, if you go, it is already there, and there is a button that you need to click to apply to the challenge. It is already co-branded, and this is what we are seeing is after you click on that, like I said, to apply, then you get the screen. So that is what Dr. Ram is showcasing for us.
yeah, this is the sign up page. Request to share launch of this.
So should, how do I?
Ram, as Dr. Satya mentioned, it has to be co-branded along with our Ag Food 360 and the other
IIT Hyderabad, IIT Chennai, IIT Tirupati.
with the conference. It has to be done that way.
Good. Should I sign in? Is that the way I launch it, or just by words?
Yeah, sign in. Just
Okay.
sign in and
Maybe Professor Satya's name you can add, sir.
Choose your password, is it?
yes, it will take 8 digits.
Okay, good. 8. It's spelled right?
Yeah.
Not able to see clearly from here, sir. Okay.
Mhm.
So the link is,
If there is an internet issue,
Yeah, yeah.
Dr.
Yeah,
Ram,
Ram, that
Ram
PowerPoint
Garu, why don't you
presentation,
launch launch the videos, Ram? Then we can deal with the page. Can you launch the video, Ram, with the professor's help?
Yeah, this is the visual screen.
Yeah, just launch the video, Ram. That's our whole purpose, right?
yeah.
correct.
Make it full screen, please.
There is a video that shows how to.
Correct. So this shows how to apply and where to give your idea or how to name your idea. All that is being explained in the video.
Okay.
Satyagar, I think this is good enough for launch this thing. Now we request you to give the inaugural of the Innovation Challenge launch. We request you to give your address, Professor Satya. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Jay Guru and Savadarajan and Dr. Hari Epanavalli. Very glad that we're making real progress in organizing this conference. When we started off these discussions on how to organize a conference, we looked at various venues where this could be done. And finally, it was decided that IIT Tirupati will host this. And the reason why we had agreed is for the information of, because some of the members probably are here for the first time, is, IIT Tirupati, though it's a new IIT, we had just finished our 7 years of existence. And we also achieved some major milestones in the last 1 month of winding up our operations in the temporary campus, completely moved all 100% for operations in the permanent campus, handed over the facility.
Hearty congratulations, Professor Satyagar.
Thank you, thank you. And,
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And also our faculty members have started moving into the campus. The housing is, stage-wise getting ready. So last 2 weeks, we have a number of faculty members who have moved into the campus. And by this October, we are hoping that everyone will get into the campus. Similarly, we built new hostels and we expanded our hostels and students are moving in. So that is one milestone. Second milestone is, IIT Tirupati became eligible for the national rankings because 3 batches have to graduate before you become eligible for national rankings. And in our first entry into the national rankings, we were ranked number 56 among the 1,500 engineering institutions or so which had applied for this. So again, I think it's a good achievement for a new institution, brand new institution. And we are hoping that we'll keep moving up this ranking ladder as years progress. Of course, it's a moving target. Everyone is also working hard on keeping their rankings. So these are some of the milestones we have recently achieved. And when we started off IIT Tirupati, we have identified a few thrust areas for the institute, which include smart infrastructure, and then food technology and precision agriculture, and then manufacturing, materials and manufacturing, energy, alternate energy and energy storage, and in the area of AMO sciences and technologies, atomic, molecular, and optical sciences and technologies, including quantum technologies, quantum computing, and so on. So among this, the area of precision agriculture and food technology, we had identified because among the 23 IITs, we found that only IIT Kharagpur has a department of agriculture engineering. Initially, it was started from when the IIT Kharagpur started in 1953 or so. And then they have expanded it to agriculture engineering and food technology. So we felt from a country's perspective, given that more than 50% of the population is dependent on agriculture, and the location of our institute in a highly agrarian state, and the lot of food processing industry around, in and around Tirupati, in the Chittor district, erstwhile Chittor district, and now of course divided. And also agriculture is starting to become high tech. Okay, agriculture was all along considered as, even the mechanization was simple steps that were taken, but in the last 5, 6, 7 years, suddenly agriculture has become into limelight in applications of whether drones, or you're talking about AI, ML applications, data analytics, sensors, all this, and the challenge that the Indian agriculture is also facing in terms of labor availability. Earlier people felt that we need to support this because we need to create employment for people, but that's not the issue anymore. I think any farmer you talk to, the farmers, his or her biggest challenge is to find where are the people to come and work on the farm, right? So we have no other option but to further mechanize, automate, and bring in these technologies. I work basically in the area of, I'm a professor of construction engineering and project management. So I used to teach a course in construction equipment at IIT Madras. And I remember early 90s, I went to give a talk to the Builders Association of India. And everyone jumped at me there, all these builders saying, why are you talking about mechanization, automation? We need to provide employment in this country. We should not be encouraging these kinds of things, and so on. So it's become a very long way from that in the way the country is also, and the way things are moving in various sectors. So coming to ag tech area, as an institute, IIT Tirupati also, in the first 5 years, we focused on starting, stabilizing, laying a solid foundation for our academic programs. Right? We started with the Bachelor of Technology program, BTech program in the various, the 4 branches, and subsequently included chemical engineering. We have a strong presence of our chemical engineering faculty team here. And then we started our MS PhD programs in 2017. We started admissions. And today, out of 1,400 students or so we have here, we have more than 250 PhD students. And so that way we're growing fast. Now, so coming to so initially we focus on that, but I think our target is the next 5 years is having laid the foundation. And of course, we expanded our other programs, masters in MSc in maths, physics, chemistry, MTech programs, various MTech programs. This year we launched a master's in public policy. Okay, we have a very active humanities and social science group, started a program in public policy. But having focused in the first 5 years, we set our target the next 5 years. In addition to consolidating our academic programs and expanding the academic programs, we need to start working on the startup ecosystem, innovation activities and startup ecosystem. And so this initiative very much lends into 2 things. One is our focus, our thrust area of ag tech, precision agriculture and food technology, and the other area of bringing in a strong innovation culture and platform within the institute. In fact, the institute has set aside 19 acres on the other side of the highway for setting up a research innovation park to work very closely with the industry around, and also create a strong base for incubation and startup activities among our students, and also not only our students, and also to expand to other people. So from all these perspectives, we are, and everyone says that it was with my leadership and so on. It's not. It's just that I'm in this position, but the actual lead is being taken by Professor Ragarao and the team here, my colleagues here, and then the ICER colleagues, Ishwar and Annapurna and others. They're the people who really driving this. And we were fortunate to have people like Ragarao among our faculty members, former director of CFTRI, the leading Food Technology Research Institute. He's a professor here with us. So and we also have started certain other activities in the institute with respect to the innovation activities on various fronts. One is on the Technology Innovation Hub. We have under the National Mission on Interdisciplinary Cyber Physical Systems, they're setting up 25 technology innovation hubs across the country. And IIT Tirupati is hosting one of the 25 technology innovation hubs. It's about a 3,800 crore initiative, out of which the IIT Tirupati initiative is about 100 crores on the specific technical area of positioning and precision technologies. This is using GIS, GPS, remote sensing, tracking systems, and so on. And so precision agriculture straight is lends very much into the activities of this hub. So we formed a Section 8 company, which is a not-for-profit company to run the activities of the Technology Innovation Hub. And a major component of this Technology Innovation Hub is on the startup ecosystem that we need to create in this area of positioning and precision technologies. The second initiative that we have launched is the under the PMFME program, Prime Minister's Formulation of Micro Enterprises, right? Initiative. We have set up an incubation center where we are setting up three product lines. One is tomato, because Chittor district under ODOP, one district, one product scheme, tomato has been identified for Chittor district. The second thing is on mango, since again, the Chittor district, when I say Chittor district, the erstwhile Chittor district includes the Chittor and Tirupati districts now, has one of the largest food processing, has huge mango plantations and also food processing, mango pulp. I understand people tell me 40% of the mango pulp in the country is produced in Chittor district. So there's a huge presence of mango. So that's the second line we set up. The third line we set up is on citrus, because the neighboring districts, Kadapa and all that, have a lot of citrus plantations. So the whole idea of this incubation center, which is under construction right now, and we have also identified the operator for the incubation center, led by Mr. Rajendranath Reddy, who is here, where the farmer can bring their products and create the products and come up with value-added products and guide them in getting it marketed or getting it accepted for larger production and guiding them into that. So that's a second incubation activity that IIT Tirupati is launching. And then in the meantime, we have also started, we are just forming another Section 8 company to lead the incubation activities of our institute other than what the KH is doing. Because now a lot of initiatives of the various entities, whether it's MeitY or whether it's DST or various ministries, they say that we will fund it through a Section 8 company, okay, not directly through the institute. So that company formation is in the last stages. The last papers are being submitted for the company formation. So that's another initiative. And next week, on 17th of August, we're bringing in the Chief Innovation Officer of the Ministry of Higher Education, Mr. Abhay Jare. So now Ministry of Education has a Chief Innovation Officer to drive this innovation activities across various institutions. They have various IICs, Institute Innovation Councils, which they have mandating that all institutes do that, and they guide them. And so to understand the innovation ecosystem and the startup ecosystem in this area, that is what we're calling the Tirupati cluster. So we are hosting a workshop on the 17th, 3 days from now, where Mr. Abhay Jare is completely participating in a full day workshop. at the Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalaya. They already have 3 incubation. I think they have 4 incubation centers already set up, incubation initiatives at SPMV. So, IIT Tirupati and SPMV have come together to host this event so that we bring all the institutions around on a common platform to understand what each one is doing and how do we leverage the strengths of each of us. And so when we're talking about Tirupati cluster, the APSHI, Andhra Pradesh State Higher Council for Andhra Pradesh State Council for Higher Education, has formed about 4 clusters across the state, where the various universities initially started off with central and the state universities. Now we are expanding it into the private universities also. So we work together, leverage each other's strengths. So I happen to be the convener for the Tirupati cluster, which includes the institutions in Tirupati, Kadapa, Nellore, Sri City, this zone. And so we are doing this thing. So we're trying to see how to create, and I've been proposing the last 1 month, I've been talking about this in various forums, that we need to create a Tirupati research corridor or innovation corridor. This is a city that is just about little over between 3.5 and 4 lakhs population, but very dense number of institutions. We have 7 universities in this city, starting from the oldest one, the SV University, Mahila University, Veterinary University, Agriculture University has a major campus here, and then we have National Sanskrit University, right? SWIMS, the Medical University, the Medical College, and then IIT and ISER. Right? Vedic University, and all number of scientific institutions that are coming up. We have NARL, National Atmospheric Research Laboratory of ISRO. And then if you go further down, we go to Sriharikota, and at Sri City, there is ISER, not ISER, IIT, IIIT Sri City, Kriya University, which is again coming up very well. Mohan Babu University has just been created. So there is this huge cluster of institutions, and I don't think any place in the country of this size, a town of this size, has this number of institutions. And I am, in fact, requested for a meeting with the concerned secretaries in the state, push this initiative of the Tirupati Research Corridor. I'm calling it a corridor because we have these institutions running along a straight highway, along the highway. On both sides of the highway, we have these institutions. So let's say, so we want to create this ecosystem, strong ecosystem. And we also have the advantage of being located close to the other big ecosystems, Bangalore, which is just 350 kilometers. And with the new 6-laning of the highway, we're able to get to Bangalore within 4 hours, less than 4 hours. And Chennai, which is just 150 kilometers, though this also is taking 4 hours, 3.5 to 4 hours. But hopefully this road will improve to get us there faster. So we are seeing a big opportunity, and this initiative of running this innovation challenge very much fits into this whole overall objective of what we're trying to do in this region and also our institution. So I would like to thank the whole group, Lead Foundation and Samhita, Induct, and a number of other organizations. I understand now even NABARD has got on board, right? CFTRI, and then Manage, and so on. It's a number of other organizations which have come on board to conduct this event. I only want to correct one statement of Ajay Garu. So we said this will be an annual conference, which will be the first conference in Tirupati, and we're trying to probably do it. Not all of them will be in Tirupati, but we will try to take it around so that more institutions get engaged. And but anyway, we'll take it. Let's do a grand first event that will set a trend that everyone looks forward to this conference in this domain every year. So with that, thank you very much, and for everyone for participating on this launch. And we look forward to very good participation from the various incubatees and startups on this challenge, and we'll keep driving it. There are a few maybe other things we need to tie up, including the arrangements, the financing, the funding, all that. But I'm sure we can. These are all details we'll sit down and work out. So thank you and all the best as we move forward on this conference. Thank you.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much,
Mr.
sir. Thank you very much, sir, for taking the lead to partner with us in this particular journey. There's a need of the hour. As India is almost going to cross the Chinese population, we need to have quality food and quantity of the food to serve our population in India, and also possibly export quality food to the world. That's what we need to bring technology into the mix to provide our marginalized farmers in particular to use technology to maximize their productivity and the quality and also the longevity of the food. That's the intent here. And we really sincerely appreciate IIT Tirupati under your leadership.
Also, I want to add, Dr. I also want to add the perspective from climate change and better water utilization. In addition to just the food, in addition to the food production, I think this is a sector that has a major impact on this thing. So I think we need to start emphasizing those aspects also. Yeah.
So we have a great organization who's going to be part of this conference, sir, from the water management point of view. As his name itself is Ganges Reddy. So he's going to be part of this conference.
Good.
Thank you so much, sir, again. Dr. Ram, please take it forward.
Abhay Jere is the same guy who the onion challenge he has also initiated.
Is it?
Yeah.
So there's another challenge, interestingly, that Professor Ragarao is chairing on the onion challenge. Would you like to just add a few points on that?
Yeah, it's a grand onion challenge. So recently, Ministry of Consumer Affairs has launched it. So it was again the initiative of Mr. Abhay Jere, who is the Innovation Officer of Ministry of Education, essentially to address the 11,000 crore loss of onions in the country. So by scientific intervention. So now it is open for all the young innovators and students to submit their startup ideas. So eventually that also will be taken up onto the field. At different stages, there will be screening and funding will be taking place. Thank you.
Yeah, and Professor Ragarao has been a key member in this putting.
I'm the chairman of this committee, National Committee
on this. Yeah.
Oh, that's really good news, sir. That's a wonderful news. In fact, we would love to participate, work on more in that area.
Please.
So I want to bring one observation from our side regarding farmers.
Yeah, please.
Sir,
So let us, I don't know the time, let us set a target that 12:15 will, another 10 minutes, we'll close.
Yes.
Yeah, so that people will have different commitments.
Yeah, a couple of people also there on the call. I see Ravi, the registrar of veterinary university, he joined, I think. He's not there now. Naresh Chandra, who is helping on the website. And anybody else, I don't see here, but otherwise, we are good.
Yeah.
Sir, please take short time.
Yeah, please, sir. Go ahead.
Sir, I am Dr. Sarapati, sir, President of Tirupati.
Sir, I know that I request you to talk this side because mics are here.
Okay.
Yeah, it will pick up better.
Sir, we have visited some of the villages in Chittor district. Since 3 years, the tanks are full and the farmers are not cultivating, especially paddy, because those tanks are full of water. After going into the details, root cause of this, the customer production is higher than the sales. And we have reached several remote villages. Everyone telling that the cost of production at least 300 per bag is more than what we are getting now. And coming to the commercial aspect, we have calculated the cost of the rice they are selling is only 19 to 20 rupees, or less than that. But in international market, we know everybody that in London it is 300 rupees are equivalent to, or in US, Europe. And also in India itself, in cities, we consume rice at the rate of 60 rupees minimum. But the farmers are getting only 20 rupees, not less than, even less than 20 rupees there. So that's why they have stopped cultivations in 3 years. The lands are really ideal. And we are losing as a country, the farmers' confidence is lost, and also we are losing the productivity of the farmer. So I have also represented this in some of the platforms when there was a conference in Chennai. That what is to be done in the case of marketing. They said a farmers group can be formed and marketing can be supported and even select exports. In this area, there is a lot of gap. No information to the farmers, no proper organization for farmers. And they are not able to, when we ask them organize, we when some of our members visited, we support, they are not able to organize.
But we have
So there is a large gap.
We have discussed this actually several times,
Hmm.
and we are coming up with some very good approach how to address it. So definitely we'll consider it as part of our.
Even there are small farmers and marginal farmers, biggest problem is sowing the time. There are small machines are not available in this area. Big machines are available from imported Japan, they are not affordable, even cutting also, it is costing more.
Yeah, we will talk one-to-one sessions, sir. Definitely, this is a great subject, and we need to help the farmer get the connection. At least they should not go into losses. Cost to cost or little bit profit. So that definitely we are going to consider it.
No, definitely it's a point that needs to be addressed. So these are all, I think, if you can identify these problem statements that what is the problem that they have, and then we can ask people to start looking at it. Of course, from an academic perspective, we can do some thing, but then from a policy, taking it to the policy, that is another step. And the third aspect is the technology, right? You talked about tools and equipment, which is at an affordable level and at a scale, not the bigger ones, but at a smaller scale. Yes, these are all various challenges that we need to identify and see how we start working on this.
Especially tomatoes. Tomatoes even less than rupee. They are not. Sometimes you have nothing on the go.
Yeah.
This situation is very precarious. I think there are experts here. Please see that I also belong to that Namanpalli area where I really to be.
Yeah.
And I want this scientific group to do something immediately.
Yeah.
Save the farmers.
That is, already has a solution. Probably he can also explain now in a minute what he is doing because of that fact. Please go ahead, sir. The problem now shared by solution.
Recently, I was promoting the farmer consumer partnership programs. They have initiated the group of the consumers and they linking with the one farmer. It's a demand-driven products. Those who are supporting the farmer, products will be selected by the consumers itself. Those who are selected by the consumers, they will inform to the farmer. And within the limit of 20 to 30 cents, starting with vegetables. Within 1 or 2 months, the results will come. And the monthly payment will give it to the farmer, 15,000, 1,500 per consumer, 30,000 per month they will pay. Whatever the products grown by the farmer, the total products will be transferred to the consumer. That is a great recently ongoing project they are implemented in Tirupati.
So does this mean this will require creating of platforms where the farmer and the consumer can be brought together, and then the transactions, all that happen? So there's an opportunity there for creating these platforms for this interface.
Yes. Yes, sir. We already initiated 3 projects in Tirupati. The results is not coming yet. Okay. Expecting some more. The consumer satisfaction only.
Right.
Yes.
And Rajendra Reddy is involved in a number of these initiatives.
Yeah, I would like to say a few things.
Very briefly.
Yeah, very briefly. Sir.
We can discuss this in great detail. Each of this is a topic.
So now the main issue with the farming and all those things. I'm a farmer from 2005. Thing is like the young generation of the farmers, they don't want it to come and do the cultivation. So that's a very big concern now. How to attract them. So even though we have technology, we have everything, but still no farmer wants his son or his daughter to be in the village. So either they wanted them to be in cities doing menial jobs, all those things, but they don't want them to be there and suffer their things. Like there are different aspects, but how we can address and how we can attract youth for back to the agriculture, because anyway, the 3 times we need to eat food only, we cannot eat software or hardware, but how we can bring them. That is the main challenge everywhere. So the many lands, earlier people used to get compensated for the same piece of land for taking on lease, but today even the farmer wants to give at free of cost also. No one wants to take up that cultivation of that land. So it's a burning issue. So, but we all need to put our brains, and then how can we bring the youth back to the agriculture is another thing. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult.
The innovation challenge, actually, one of the objectives is the same youth, to attract the youth.
Yeah.
To say, announce some good prices and encourage them to give some incentives so that the youth will come and adopt these innovative ideas. And there are many things happening in the world. Even IT professionals or other professionals are coming from different countries. They do farming. They're earning a lot of money. We want.
That's correct.
Essentially,
Dr. Ram, I wanted to thank you for that, because in Bangalore there is one particular farmer well known called Madhusudan. He was working in the US for nearly 10 years. He's come back, and it's called as Organic Mandia. It's a very big name he has created. You can just Google, you will find it. So I just want to tell you that the Organic Mandia has become a byword in every home in Karnataka. So if you're going towards Mysore, you can stop by from Bangalore. When you're driving, you can actually see this particular thing. I just wanted to tell you that there's already a lot of people are wanting to come back. We call this urban farmers. So that is one good news I wanted to share with you, that it's not everything is bad. People are going away. That's a problem. But the interesting thing is going to be, how do we connect those lands that are there in those rural areas with these urban farmers who want to come back to do farming? So we have to look at some innovation where these lands that are available will be connected to the farmers who want to, the urban farmers, right, who are coming back from, like you said, US and other countries. We should connect them. That can be one of the interesting innovation and challenges that we can work together.
One of the major idea of this conference also to show agriculture as a economically viable proposition.
Yes.
So that's addresses the point.
Mainly, it is the appropriate technology we have to take it to the farmers to their needs. So coming to the manual labor, it is very costly and profitable in the village. So people are not now prepared to come back to the village or stay in the village. So there are different problems integrated to the government policy, different governments, different tech policies, freebies, etc. We are worried about taking the technology to the farmers. For example, sowing with very old way of doing it, no grammar is available. They are only accustomed to that. How IIT or any other technology, agriculture university, small devices are there. I'm seeing in YouTube. But no one is taking interest to percolate this technology into the arena of farmers. This is my concern. Please address to this. Definitely we can solve. When there is a strong technology base, 1 acre farmer, 2 acre farmer, up and down lands, plain farmer, different problems. So we have to address this in a correct perspective and see that their problems are solved. They remain in the village. Otherwise, they are coming to the town for neighbors. Deserting the farm, the villages. I will take some of you to my villages and villages around. As a Rotary President, I am now focusing in this area. Professor Redapati and myself visiting several villages. Same scenario is existing. We have to address this. And why don't the root causes are known, but implementation stage, no one is taking initiative. Neither the government is only maybe some policies. Various policies, but implementation stage, not much is being carried out.
Definitely, because of short of time, a couple of more people. Banu Reddy Garu is the Chief Executive Officer of the Foundation Global. Sir, quickly just to give your thoughts on the innovation challenge and how we can solve the problem.
Thank you
And
so much.
Banu also provide a vote of thanks to all the participants and conclude the session. Thank you.
So, I mean, I take this opportunity, especially to thank everybody here, all the stalwarts who are here. And especially, I keep getting excited whenever I meet from the education field, somebody I meet them. And it's a great opportunity. Thank you, Varat Garu. In fact, you have given a complete different milestone altogether, a challenge which you have going created across. In fact, this is going to help the entire community that we are planning across all here. And this is going to open up the challenge to all the student community, who are always thinking about different angles other than agri. But today's discussions, what we talked about is about tech in agri, actually, the collaboration. In fact, Sir also was talking about how IIT Tirupati has brought in so many things together, Professor Satya Garu, so many technologies all together, and there's a great help from us. And this will be a place where an institution to open up all the challenges. In fact, food tech 360, that is what we want to cover up everything all at one angle. Probably this year, this could be a role model, and we need to showcase to everybody. And this is like a challenge, not only for the student community, a challenge to all of us who are here right now. And let us take this as the most challenge which we can overcome, in fact, with the experience that we have gathered. I've overseen everybody over here. And thank you so much, sir. And to each and everyone who have actually taken time and participate, especially our chairman Garu, Hari Garu. And from there, he's been waiting from early morning, for all this program. And Jay Garu, thank you so much. Even in spite of traveling, Jay Garu mentioned that, yes, we're going to be there. I'm going to be on the phone and everybody. And Ram Garu, of course, have been driving force right in front head. It doesn't mean the timings, what timings he has to be there. He only has to be given probably a scheduled time. That's all. He travels, whether he doesn't care anywhere, but he reaches to the place. And I like the discipline from him and the entire community, the background story, we're all working here. The community who are here on the technology side, the website. In fact, there's a lot of work to be done. As Professor Satya Garu was mentioning, the program also needs a lot of fund, finance, program activities, event management, very successfully to be done. The speakers are getting added day by day, and we'll slowly announce more global speakers who are going to be on this platform. And the platform's innovation challenges. This could be a very unique thing that is going to happen. In fact, we are going to get a lot of food technology companies to come and participate here. There's a lot of excitement we are trying to create. Team is working, overnights and making sure that things happens very successful for this event. And thank you once again for all the opportunity. And thank you, Jay Garu, for chairing this and driving to all of us. In fact, whenever Jay Garu comes into the meeting, probably we all have to get prepared, or else, we know the next meeting, what has happened. And thank you to everybody. And thanks, sir. And we'll definitely take it. In fact, one of the points that I missed here, nobody has mentioned about urban farming. This is about, urban Kisan, where we are into hydroponics area. And probably that is another area which nobody has showcased and talked about it. Probably, yes, urban farming, this is really catching up. We are going to talk about even this tech side also. So it's happened to be agri-tech. And thank you so much for everybody. Satya Garu, thank you so much once again, sir. To all the team members who spent a valuable time here in spite of, being a long weekend day. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Happy Independence Day in advance to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
So we're logging off.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.